Hi, welcome back to Primary Tenant Pod for our second episode.
Exactly. We're filming this immediately after our first episode, but we need to get the mock draft done. So we're really excited. We have our list of players that we can select in front of us.
Yep.
Yep. And we're just
very analog.
exactly. And we're just going to get started. So basically, I am playing Seattle's general manager.
Yes, and I am playing Vancouver's general manager.
Yes. And we have to figure out an order. So I figured that we're the Vancouver pod, so Vancouver can go first. I can go second.
Thank you so much.
Yep, and we're gonna go through 7 drafts each.
Yep, 7
Okay.
draft slots.
Yeah.
Obviously, Vancouver has signed 5 people now, so they're only going to have 7 draft slots.
Yeah.
And Seattle looks like they're probably going to hit 5 as well.
Yeah, I think at the
So-
moment they have officially they officially have 3 at the moment. Is that it? Or 4?
I think they have 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're just going to hit 7 draft
7
slots
each.
for each.
Yes.
So we're deciding, should we ignore all the rules of the actual salary cap and stuff like that, or should we try to be a little more reasonable? So I think what we decided is that because we have 5 pretty expensive players on the roster, we can
Yes.
assume that they're making a lot of money. We're going to say that we can only draft 2 more expensive players each, and then after that, hopefully we're going to go for some more depth options.
Yes.
We don't know the details of the contracts monetarily.
That's why we're just gonna have fun.
Yeah, so we're not gonna get too hung up on that.
I might just go purely on vibes based on who I just love. So
Exactly. Again, for a lot of these players, I was locked in on Ottawa basically
Yeah.
the entire season.
Yeah.
There are a lot of players who I'm not that familiar with.
yeah, I mostly watched Toronto, for example.
Exactly. So if it ends up being the PWHL Ottawas, Vancouver Ottawas, don't get mad. It's
Yeah,
just
like the Seattle Torontos or something like that.
it's where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have fun here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay, so you gave me the first slot.
I gave you the first slot. You have the first slot, and then once you do that, once you've chosen your player,
Okay.
you can mark it down on this board and show me the
Okay.
board. Also, we do a board. This is our very, very sexy little board. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm looking at the list, and I think
Will is looking at the list.
with my first selection,
Oh my
I
goodness.
am going to draft. I can't do that.
Oh.
I can't do that. You know what? I will do that.
Just do whatever you want.
I'm drafting Ashton Bell.
Okay, huge. Write it
Yeah.
down on the board. It's going on the
Ottawa
board.
thought they could get away with letting her slide through, and we're not letting that happen. Ashton
No.
Bell logged huge minutes on the Ottawa blue line, and I think she has offense. She also has defense,
Yeah.
which I think obviously Jakes and Thompson do as well. But I
Yeah.
think they're quite offensively focused, and I would like to have someone a little more solid,
Yeah.
on the back end.
Solid on the back. Yeah.
And she can be first pair. She can
Yeah.
be second pair. She can I'm really happy with selecting Ashton. Oh my God, this isn't even working anymore. It's
No,
broken.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, we're just gonna. Oh wait, there it is. We have a bit of a line. Just pretend to write down. It's fine.
Ashton Bell. You know what? We're getting a piece of paper. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Hi, we're back. So our whiteboard decided to flop fail on us. So we're doing this on paper instead. Oh my God, you can't even see it. This is really more for us now than for you, I think. So
Yeah.
this is not happening. Anyway, I've just drafted Ashton Bell.
That is to
So-
say, exactly. And so normally it would be like 5 minutes on the clock for Seattle, but we're not doing that. I'm just gonna look and pick.
Yeah.
So provide some drum roll, please. Actually, I need to look at this list. Am
Let's
I
go,
gonna
let's
do
go,
what
let's
you're
go, let's go,
doing?
let's go.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
My hands are getting tired.
Okay, I've made my selection
Okay, who is it?
with Seattle's first pick in the PWHL expansion draft. I am drafting Megan Carter.
Oh, what? Okay. That's crazy. Tell me more about that. So
Essentially-
D, you're drafting D.
Yes. What I've noticed is that we have Kayla Barnes.
Yeah.
I would just like another defenseman.
There are other defensemen left on the board.
I know.
I'm not saying anything against Megan Carter. I'm not that familiar with her game.
Toronto.
Yeah.
That's why I chose her. I really like her. Anyway.
Chaos mock. So second overall, in the expansion draft, we have Megan Carter going to Seattle.
Yes. See, I said I would just pick the people I liked, and I decided to do it, and I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. Now I feel a lot less pressure to actually do this.
Responsibly.
Responsibly and like.
Like, I'm just saying, if I were actually GMing a team, we would fail, flop out of the gate. Sorry.
No. We would have done our research. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have Macon Carter on our side
Okay.
now.
Now, okay, so let's say, there are some players that I think people want to have on their teams, but they're not eligible for the expansion draft. They would have to be signed in free agency.
Yeah.
Players like a lot of people want Peslarova as a goalie. She's not eligible in the expansion draft. Players like that. I think that. So with that in mind, I want a goalie. Again, like I was talking about this in the previous episode, I want a goalie to back up MASH. And I think I'm going to be drafting.
Drum roll, please. I'm providing the drum roll.
Kaylee Osborne.
Okay.
From New York.
Fascinating.
New York has been left unscathed so far.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
We're drawing first blood. We're taking Kaylee Osborne. And the reason for that is that she played very well. And she's also... She played with someone who we watched last year on the UBC Thunderbirds.
Oh yeah,
they know each other. They played in the NCAA together, and so just for that reason, I have positive associations with Kaylee Osborne, and I hope that she also has positive associations with Vancouver because of that connection.
Yeah.
So friends in the area, hopefully. And yeah, so I'm drafting Kaylee Osborne. I'm sorry, Sirens fans. I know that I think she is liked there. She is very good. Of course, she was backing up Corinne Schroeder this season, and I almost drafted Schroeder, but I was like, no, I can't do that as Sirens fans.
I appreciate how nice you are.
So we're going Kaylee Osborne.
Okay. Also, the paper's being written on against the wall of the recording booth.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Can you even see what? No,
not really. You can mostly see the writing on the back.
The writing on the back.
But that's okay.
Anyway.
All right, it's my turn to make a redemptive pick here. Okay. So I can draft someone expensive?
You can totally draft someone expensive.
Okay, who is protected?
No one on this list is protected.
No one on this list is protected.
Yeah, this is everyone who you can pick.
So this is Seattle. We're talking Seattle. I can make one pick or I can make another pick. All right, I've made my pick. That didn't take me long ago. I'm sorry about that.
Drum roll.
Okay, with Seattle's second pick in the expansion draft, I've chosen Brianne Jenner. I knew you'd have that reaction. I'm so sorry.
You asshole. Okay. Okay, I think I might actually have to take off my Ottawa hat for this. Like, I'm doing Vancouver now. I have no associations with Ottawa. I am Vancouver GM. I've just come from Princeton. Life is good.
Yep.
How dare you? What the okay. Sure, whatever.
I mostly did this based on how upset it would make you. But also I really think she's a great player.
That's Dad.
It is Dad, and I think Seattle needs a dad. So,
Seattle is Hillary Knight. They don't need Dad.
Well, they're getting Dad. Okay.
Screw this.
My writing is terrible.
You can write it against the wall if you want.
It's fine. I won't do that.
Joy's left-handed, by the way, and I'm right-handed. Just trivia.
Yeah.
We're mirror image twins.
We would be a great defensive pair.
Yeah, so our voices sound very similar, but our handwriting is very different.
Yes. Okay. So, I have an interesting team thus far. Okay.
Wait, let's just review our signings. Sorry, our draftees.
You have our draftees. You have selected Bell and Osborne.
Yeah.
I selected Carter and Jenner. And I like those names together. Ooh, those are nice names.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to select. I won't say anything.
I know what you're about to do.
So with the third pick, okay, I can select one more expensive player if I want. So I'm going to do that.
Yes.
And I am going to select from the Minnesota Frost, Kelly Panic.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Okay, that's 3 Frost players all on one team, which I appreciate. I mean, not on Frost anymore, on Vancouver.
She had an insane Worlds this year.
Yeah.
And she also, I remember really hating her during the final, so that means I can only do good things by drafting her to Vancouver. And also, she will have played with our D, which I think you need to have a good forward D connection.
Yeah.
So I think that we already have some experience on those outlet passes and stuff for the forwards. To Kelly Panic, so I think I really can use that familiarity. And I really needed to draft a forward.
So. I was just thinking, I was like, Yeah, well, you know what I haven't done yet?
Yeah.
Draft a
And also,
goalie.
I think she has some of that veteran presence.
Yeah. You know what? The way my team stands, Seattle is goalieless. I need to fix that. Again, this will be based on how much I like them, and that can be based on anything. Also, at a certain point, the number of players from one team is capped, right? So, like, if you can't draft more than
I can't draft Kelly Panic.
you can't get more than 4 players from a team. No, you can get 2 in free agency, and then you can sign, 2 more or something like that. Or you can draft 2 more.
It doesn't have to be 2-2 for Seattle, Vancouver, right? It could just be like I could take 3.
Yeah.
And Seattle can only take
As soon as they lose 4 players, they're done. I think.
one. Okay.
Just want to reiterate that because I was just realizing like I might accidentally go over the limit myself.
Okay, so I can still draft Kelly Panic.
Yeah, I just remembered our own rules.
Okay. The actual rules of the actual draft.
Yeah. Yep.
We're not that chaos mode.
Yeah, exactly. Just realized we can't just draft the entire team.
So I'm drafting Ottawa. Guys,
I'm drafting Toronto. You know, we're not doing that. Also, that wouldn't work anyway because I'm Seattle. And Seattle is not going to be drafting the entire Canadian national team.
yeah.
Sorry.
You got to keep reality in mind here.
Yeah, which is why my list is already kind of stupid. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yes. I needed a goalie. Please let there be a good goalie. Oh.
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
I know what you're good.
Do you know what I'm going to do? Are
Yeah.
you sure you know what I'm going to do?
I think I do.
All right. Let's do it. With the 3rd pick for Seattle, I am picking Corinne Schroeder. New York, you lose another one. Okay.
Yeah, I knew this was gonna happen.
Okay.
Because Seattle didn't sign a goalie, right?
No, this is the first goalie.
Yeah.
I mean,
so this
Seattle also, thus far in real life, has only chosen, as we're recording this, or signed 3 players.
That's right.
So they could theoretically pick a goalie and then, or
Yeah.
they could also sign Schroeder and then this pick would be void. But just going off the knowledge of right now, Seattle has signed 3 players.
and none of them are goalies.
And none of them are goalies, yes.
Yeah. So when I was thinking, I was like, well, we have Mash, and I kind of want her to be our starter. I don't want
Yeah.
Schroeder to be a backup.
No. And
You
I
know,
think
she needs to be a
yeah,
starter.
so
I
she
think
is now Seattle's starter.
So now you've drafted her to be Seattle's
Yes.
starter. I think that would be. I could see her in Seattle actually.
Also because New York colors and Seattle colors are fairly similar.
they're harmonious. They're very harmonious.
And
yeah.
so I just think that would be a great signing. Sorry, I keep saying signing when I mean draft pick.
Well,
that would be a great
you
pick.
Draft her and then maybe you sign her later on down the road.
Yep.
Franchise legend.
Yeah. And I really do think that the harm that she did to Toronto in the first game, she laid a curse on us. Speaking as Toronto, that will never be undone. So, personally, I'm shipping her off to Seattle
Okay.
as the new general manager.
You want her out of the area.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, now it's my turn on the docket.
Yep.
And let's look at my list.
Or Minnesota, we only have 1 player slot left.
Minnesota, yeah.
And the other teams, I think, have 2,
the other teams
except
too.
for New York, which has
Okay.
well, also 2.
Let's have a look at this. I think I'm going to draft with my 4th selection.
This is so nerve-wracking. This is so nerve-wracking.
See, I'm wondering, like, do I want youth? Do I want experience? What position am I aiming for here? I think I'm going to draft Julia Gosling.
Okay. Jeez. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, I see. It makes sense.
You did it to me.
National team experience for Canada. Toronto legend. Played with Mariners. Really just getting like She was coming into her own at the end of the season into the playoffs. I think she has a great career ahead of her, and I think that she really deserves redemption after her first year when everyone began doubting her. So
she kind of has a bit of an arc like Danielle Serdachny, honestly.
yes. So I think obviously with Serdachny, that's another Ottawa slot that I forgot about. Anyway, with Serdachny to Seattle, my team, hell yeah. Gosling to Vancouver will have a similar trajectory, which is going to be very interesting with those two facing each other again on the West Coast.
Wait a second.
Yes.
Serdachny and Mash are gone.
Wait, did we mess up? Wait. I forgot that
Then we have
Serdachny was signed.
Bell and Jenner. No, that's okay.
That's
right?
4. So Ottawa's finished.
Ottawa's finished.
We can't select anyone else from Ottawa.
Yeah, Ottawa's locked down. Okay.
Basically, with my 4th pick, obviously, Seattle has been seeing which players are available and really seeing which teams haven't given as much as others, and but also we don't want to devastate the other teams that much. We're nice people, we're really nice here in Seattle. So I've decided that I am going to choose for my fourth pick, Emmy Fecteau.
Yay!
Yes, from New York Sirens.
Okay, I don't know why I'm actually celebrating that. I'm Vancouver and I'm pissed because I wanted her.
Basically, U Sports legend.
Yep.
And I really think that she would shine on the West Coast.
I think she
Give
would.
her a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like Emmy Fecteau.
Yeah.
I think
I'm a huge U Sports fan, by the way.
She mostly played on the fourth line, but like she just has something. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think also we have Hillary Knight. We have some real elite talent, and we also need depth.
We need depth, and I think Emmy Fecteau is good depth.
Yeah, and give her the opportunity.
We always have to rep the U Sports.
Yeah,
so
give her the opportunity. Give U Sports a name, especially down south in the U.S.
Yep.
And it should be good, and I'm really excited to see her in Seattle. Okay.
Okay.
Next up.
Okay.
And that leaves New York with 2 slots left.
I'm gonna write down Fecteau here for you.
Oh, thank you. I forgot to write that down.
Wait, I'm just writing her last name.
It's fine. Everyone else is. Oh, well, yeah. Okay.
I am going to select. Damn, there's some players I should have thought of earlier.
I was also realizing the same thing looking at my list. It's fine.
I'm picking Lena Lundblom.
Okay.
From Montreal.
I like that.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be liking your signings. I should be really mad at your signings.
I don't know. We can be friends.
Okay, yeah, we are friends. We meet for lunch in like Port Roberts.
Yeah.
Point Roberts. Sorry, I don't know why I said Port.
I wasn't really watching a lot of Montreal games this year.
Yeah.
I think she's also kind of another more depth option. She was playing on the first line, I think, at points with Poulin and Stacy.
Yeah,
if I'm
that's
not
pretty
mistaken.
incredible.
So like she also has that kind of first line potential. Gardner also did that. So I think they've played with one of the goats, and they know how that works, playing with greatness. So I'm really hopeful that she can contribute. Also,
Yay!
I watched her at Worlds. I was absolutely obsessed with Worlds this year, and she was good for Sweden, and I just remember her like fire when like Sweden wasn't doing so well, and I think we could really use some of that competitive energy. She wants to win.
Also, I'd like the more international aspect of that, because I think having a team that's basically just a national team, although that's basically what my previous team did, I feel like that can get a little bit stale.
Yeah, one of the reasons I liked Ottawa was because of how international they are.
Yeah, like I would like to like my PWHL team and my national team for different reasons, even though it's really cool when players overlap. It's also cool when you get exposed to players from different countries.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
I think
that's awesome.
Yeah, so I've got Lundblom there.
Okay. Yeah.
One slot left.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna use my slot for Toronto. I'm emptying it out, and I am selecting. Drumroll, please. Izzy Daniel. Because
Okay.
I think she and Gosling were like the rookies last year. Obviously, Izzy Daniel won the Patty Kaz, right?
She did.
Fantastic college player, like super creative. I love it when like players just have immense creativity.
Yeah.
They can do anything, and I think she was just so much fun. I feel like she also didn't really have like the season everyone thought or expected that she would, even though I think she was solid. So again, I'm giving her the opportunity in Seattle. And
I think the fit just wasn't there somehow.
Yeah, and she's going to be facing Gosling across the border. So that's also going to be interesting. It's going to make our matchups more juicy.
I think it will.
Yeah, so can you write the name in?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think something else about the league, I guess, is that the seasons are so short, and these players just come in from college, and so developmental opportunities are kind of fewer, I guess. It's kind of really jump into the league and produce or bust, right?
Yeah.
So I think honestly giving these players more opportunities.
Same with Jakes. She was held pointless in her first season, and then she was immediately traded, and then she turned out to be absolutely incredible.
Exactly.
So I feel like some of these players could really be given more opportunities, and if they have the opportunity to prove themselves in a new location, I expect blossoming to happen.
Yeah, 30 games isn't even half of what an NHL season is.
Yeah.
And in the NHL,
also, it's not even half of a junior like WHL season.
Yeah.
Putting that out there.
Yeah, it's not a lot of games to get up to speed with the pro style and everything. And I think you can't write off rookies. Really, Sir Dackney signed in Seattle. We are getting Gosling and Daniel. And I think they can really pop off.
Yeah, which is why I'm getting Daniel. Oh yeah, you meant like us.
Yeah,
as a West Coast. Yeah. Your turn.
Okay.
Vancouver, GM.
Okay. I am selecting. Wait. Which slots are nixed?
Ottawa's been nixed.
Ottawa nixed.
I think Toronto might have been nixed now. I think it's nixed.
Megan Cart. Yeah, Toronto's nixed.
Toronto's nixed. I think New York still has 2 slots, if I'm not mistaken.
New York has 2 slots.
Minnesota has 1 slot.
Okay.
I think Montreal might have 1 slot.
You know what I'm doing?
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know.
What about Boston?
That's what I was about to say. I just remembered the existence of Boston, which is hilarious because Boston was actually my second team this year. But I am drafting Daniela Peshova.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm thinking on that line. I was like, okay, I need the right.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about like the youth movement.
Yeah.
I was like, she did not really have a great season this year.
I almost drafted Daniela with my last pick.
Yeah, and also I was thinking, I love the Czech national team.
Yeah. That's one thing but Will.
Yes, I've been learning Czech since last July, and it's still really bad. But
wait, can you say, Daniela, welcome to the team in Czech?
No, I can't. I wish I could.
Can you just say welcome?
I don't think so.
Oh, come on. Okay.
No, but yeah, so I was thinking, I was like looking at my list, and I was like, I would really like to have some more international presence. I would really love to have a Czech player here.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And I think, she needs development. She was the youngest player in the league last year. And I think, she just really needs to develop in a place where she can, have more room to
and
be
Boston,
herself.
right?
Boston.
It's my turn. Let's just should I go really expensive again?
Yeah.
I could always do that.
Because you selected Megan Carter was one of your early picks.
Yeah, I did. Oh, wait. How many I haven't taken anyone from this from the expensive list. I mean,
Yeah.
Because I want to make a selection. I'm not sure I can make it. I think I can. How many slots does New York have?
Well, let's just look at our list. They haven't lost anyone in the actual signing period yet, have they? I mean, assuming that Seattle doesn't do anything.
No.
Kaylee Osborne's gone. Schroeder's gone. Fecto's gone. 1 slot left.
1 slot left. I'll take it. Okay, I'm drafting Abby Rock.
That makes sense. USA.
Yeah.
Again, like, I feel like there's a Siren Seattle connection somehow.
There just is, yeah.
I think it's maybe the color scheme, honestly, is skewing things.
Yeah.
It's like the green and also kind of the teal kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just think it would be cool. I just think it would be cool.
I just know that if Seattle drafts Abby Rock, I'm going to hate that team so much. I just spelled her name wrong, but not even in the usual way. I put the E before the U, which is
That's
really
embarrassing. Anyway,
Abby Rock.
Yeah.
Instant villain.
There we go.
Instant rivalry material. If you want to have like an instant rivalry draft, I mean, draft Abby Rock and then just watch the trash talk happen, I guess. She's also really good.
Yeah.
The Sirens had a bit of a weird year.
Yeah.
A lot of the good players didn't really pop off, but she has pedigree.
Yeah. Also, you have to remember that the league is so small. Obviously, we're increasing the size of it with 2 more teams, but still, that's only 8 teams.
Yeah.
I would say that every single player who plays is incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah. So it's your turn next.
This is my last pick.
It's your last pick. You're going to have to put some thought into this. Just think whoever you don't pick, I could pick. Or could go unpicked.
Yeah, again, we're kind of hampered by the fact that, Ottawa's out.
Yeah.
Toronto's out.
I would say
New York is out.
Yeah, I just kicked out New York.
Is Montreal out?
Montreal. Check our list. Sorry.
Barnes is gone. Jen's gone. Lundblom.
Yeah.
We have one more? Montreal?
I think we have one more Montreal slot.
I think I have to. Drum roll, please.
Okay, I'm providing the drum roll.
I am drafting Abby Boreen.
I should have done that.
Wait, no, I can't do that.
Why not?
Is she expensive? No, I don't. She might not be expensive, actually. I'm drafting Abby Boreen.
I love Abby Boreen. I was thinking about it. She's the one with the pink scrunchie, right? I think so, and I've loved her ever since.
I think I just made a mistake. Anyway.
What do you mean you just made a mistake?
I look-y want to draft Homarova. But
wait, that gives me the opportunity. Give it to me. Because we have 1 slot left for Minnesota, am I correct?
Yeah.
We just watched the finals. She did pretty good in the finals.
She did do pretty. She's a playoff performer.
She's a playoff performer. You know what? You know what we need?
She scored at Worlds too.
Playoff performers, people who are good on the big stage. With my last selection, I'm drafting Klara Himlarova.
Did you see the tear rolling down my cheek?
Yeah. It's very evident in real life. Yeah. Well, that's just I like this, and see also because I was drafting almost like exclusively Canadians.
Izzy Daniel's American.
Yeah. Until I got to Izzy Daniel and Abby Rock. And so I would also like a little bit more internationals. Mm-hmm. And I think, saying internationals is all I want to say. International players. Yeah. And I think that
non-North American players.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a good draft for me. I'm happy with it.
Do you want me to write it down?
Yes.
I'll cry.
I'd say that we each stole players that hurt the other person. Yeah. And I think that's what's going to happen in the real life expansion draft as well, is I think that each GM is going to try to individually hurt the other GM as much as possible. That's just my thoughts.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go through our selections here.
Okay.
I, Vancouver, drafted Ashton Bell, Kaylee Osborne, Kelly Panic, Julia Gosling, Lena Lundblom, Daniela Peshova, and Abby Boreen.
Nice list. And meanwhile, I, as Seattle, drafted Megan Carter, Brianne Jenner, Schroeder. Also Schroeder. I keep saying Schroeder because I keep...
The goalie goat.
Yeah, the goalie goat. Corinne Schroeder, Emmy Fecteau, Izzy Daniel, Abby Rock, and Klara Himlarova. And that is the end of our mock draft. I'm sure that you will have many, many things to yell at us about in the comments, so please feel free to do so.
Yeah, also, we're really sorry if we somehow bungled the rules.
Yeah.
We're really trying to, remember which slots were still open. And,
yeah, I just remembered halfway through that we had slots to think about.
Yeah. We were kind of trying to think of the salary cap, but again, we don't really know what's going on there, and I can't do math.
Yeah.
I'm not an engineering major. I can't do that kind of thing.
We had fun. We hope you had fun, and thank you for joining us for the second episode of our podcast.
Oh, and also, tell us who you think won this draft. Did Vancouver win or did Seattle win?
Who did the worst job? Okay.
No.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
All right. Thank you. And go PWHL Vancouver.
Go PWHL Vancouver. Yeah.
Let's go, baby.